What's going on, guys? My name is Zach Newberry from Imperative MX, and today we are here to talk about the West Virginia Motorsports backed Suzuki RM-Z 2023 450. And we just picked this up about 2 weeks ago. We couldn't ride it on the first weekend because of the hurricane that swamped through, but we were able to go and race this bike and put it on the track 3 different days this weekend at the Verb Moto Muddy Creek Top Gun Showdown. It was a phenomenal weekend, and never got a break-in process or anything with this motorcycle. The first time that I rode it or even shifted it into the gear, I had full gear on and just went out there and rode it exactly the way it was. Now, when I came off of the track, the first thing I did was go over to Steve Litz, who does all of my suspension for years. And one of the first things that I noticed is that the brake lever over here needed to actually be adjusted up a little bit, about a ½ an inch or maybe a little bit less than that, but I could not actually feel it very much with my foot. Now, it could be the boot or it could be the way that my foot actually sits on the motorcycle, but that was the very first thing that I noticed. Now, obviously, before I started anything, I went over to Steve and set my sag. Now, we did the race sag because at one time I was a professional motocross racer in 2013. Then I got hurt. If you want to hear the whole story, I will leave my TikTok description down below, and it will be my 3rd pinned video on my profile that says "Who are you?" and you can learn all about me if you would like. But continuing, we set the race sag to 110. That's what the manual said, so that is what we did. As we know, this bike has not changed in years. The shock is the same. It is the shock absorber off of the Superbike 1000. I can't remember the actual name, but it comes off of that, and the front forks. That was another thing that I noticed. I noticed that they were too soft when I went out there and rode. So we stiffened it up, I would say about 2 or 3 clicks to make it stiffer. I felt like it wanted to dive too much into the corners when I wanted it to actually be up and absorb a little bit more. So that is about it that we did to this motorcycle all weekend. Now, I'm leaving it dirty before I wash it so that you can see a little bit of the damage that occurred on Sunday. So I had a little early day, smacked the ground pretty hard, and as you can see, the clutch lever is bent. But at my level, I should know that that is one of the very first things that is going to go. And yeah, I could bend it back, or I could get some bend away levers that are available online. So why did I trade my 2020 YZ450 for a Suzuki? Now, like I was talking about on my TikTok video, I have been on Suzukis for a very long time. I love the brand. I think that they are the best looking motorcycles in the paddock on the professional side, and even when I go to local races, and some of the riders that I actually look up to and watch on a weekend basis when I'm actually racing. So number one is comfortability. I love the comfortability on this bike. When I first hopped on it, the beak style cockpit that is here is very, very comforting for a person maybe of my stature or my riding style. I've heard it all around from even different people saying that they love the comfortability of this motorcycle, and that is absolutely true. I rode my Yamaha, I would say maybe about a month ago, so I'm fresh into knowing what it was like to ride my Yamaha at the time, and now switching to this motorcycle. And one of the main reasons was comfortability, and also I felt like the Yamaha just wanted to rip my arms off because it had so much power and so much torque. That's great. For a person that is coming off the couch and almost 30 years old, I don't need that type of power. So if you're watching this and you are a vet rider, or maybe you're somebody that is younger that is getting into the sport, I believe that this is the perfect motocross bike. And you can see in the top pros, they're getting top 10s in both classes, in Supercross and motocross. So I believe that these things are highly underrated. The price is significantly less than the KTM Gas Husky at $12,000, $11,000, and this thing has a $89,999, $9,000 for this motorcycle. And with the deal, you get a full Yoshimura exhaust that is coming actually in the mail. So it's not actually here right now. So this is just stock the way it is, but we'll do a video of that later. But you get the full system Yoshimura pipe along with a RM Army graphics kit for the motorcycle. And I believe that if you go and buy one of these 2023 RM-Z450s, that you will be very, very satisfied. Now, another thing that I have to mention is that when I go to these races, for example, this weekend at Muddy Creek, I finished third out of 28 people off the couch. Now, I'm saying this in the most humble way possible because I want to show that this bike is capable of doing well for somebody that doesn't ride, that doesn't have the money to put into their suspension, that doesn't go all out with trick parts and just rides things stock. I believe that this is the best motocross bike if you want it to last. If you want it to last, if you want comfortability, reliability, and they pay the best at my local events, which is $150 for 25 plus or 30 plus, or even 250A. I think it might be a little bit more, but it is absolutely phenomenal that they do a lot for the local scene and pay out to 5th place with the winning of $150. I think that's great. A lot of companies do really well with paying big purses at some of the bigger events, but Suzuki pays a lot at the local events, and I think that that means a lot coming from Suzuki, and also a person of myself that has honestly been a huge supporter of the brand, and I hope that eventually they do upgrade. But as of right now, I am completely satisfied with this motorcycle. If you are looking for one, make sure that you check out West Virginia Motorsports. If you're in that area, contact Brian, contact Hunter, whoever you need to get you one of these motocross bikes and get you out onto the track. Today we are at Soyer Beck's house. Here is Sawyer. He lets us ride here in Forest, Virginia, not far down the road. And today was riding the Suzuki 2023 RM-Z450, and I let Sawyer ride the motorcycle just to get his first impressions. So Sawyer, first time on a Suzuki, like you said. So how was it today?
It was good. Yeah, the last Suzuki I rode was on a 65 way back when. So yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I definitely lived up to the turning aspect. It turned just like everybody says, pretty sharply. Just wherever you want to go, it's where it goes.
Yeah, and especially we got some footage that we'll play, and definitely out here in the turns, it seemed like you were having a full blast. And you know, what do you think is different? I know you ride, you know, Hondas, 250s and 450s, but from any of the other bikes that you rode, what was something for, especially the first time, what was one of the first things that you noticed that you really enjoyed about this motorcycle?
Yeah, so every other brand that I ride, I mean, it's obviously you ride a little bit, you get more comfortable. As soon as I got back on this thing, it was nice. I got comfortable almost right away. It was real slim, and just how I like it. So it was nice.
Yeah. You said that you liked the beak style cockpit. It didn't seem like it was very wide, and and you said obviously that it turned really well, and also the suspension. You know, it's not set up for you. It's set up for me, and you're about probably 20 pounds or so, a little bit lighter than me. But other than that, I mean, everything seemed fine. You were able to, you know, jump some of the things that you did, and obviously the corners as well. So glad that, you know, you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you riding this thing.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Let me ride it. It was fun.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.